Confessions of a Compulsive Dreamer.
Hi guys. I'm I'm just so excited for this video because I needed to come and talk about optimism and being a dreamer. People talk about being a lover girl. I'm a lover girl. So of course I talk about being a lover girl, but let's get into being a dreamer, okay? Being Delulu till it comes true. Like for a lot of you lot, it's like a game. For me, it's really a lifestyle. It's how I've always been. Sag moon after all. And yeah, this time last year on the 22nd of June 2023, I made this video. My body is like anxious because I can feel massive things coming my way, and I know it's gonna be a bit like but I'm walking in my purpose, baby. I'm so excited. It's terrifying. But I'm gassed. And basically, I had this feeling inside of me, right, where I could feel, it's like my body was vibrating with anxiety, knowing that like big things were happening, and that means big adjustments, big changes, energetic shifts, my life changing basically. And I'm somebody that I spent a lot of time doing spiritual study, researching myself. I don't know how many of you know this, because honestly I forget who I tell, but I have been studying my astrology for about 4 years now, maybe 5. I've been studying Human Design, which is a part spiritual, part scientific system designed to help you find your most authentic self and see if you can live in your natural flow versus pushing against it and doing what people tell you should be doing or advise you without knowing your essence, your course. I've been studying that for like 2 years. And it's been so much fun, and it's been so validating because so many of the things I already knew about myself, seeing it on paper, seeing it in my chart is just mind-blowing. And especially when it's like evidence, like I'm always talking to my friends about it, and I'm like, guys, what I'm reading is evidence of like the work that I've been doing on myself for the past how many years. And when I look at my throwback videos, I'm just like super proud of me and the braveness, oh wait, no, that's not the word, lol. Bravery, not English fighting me. The bravery, the risk taking, the fact that I always bet on myself. And at the moment I am fun employed, so my 9 to 5 is kaput, okay? So like since last year when I said, I quit my job to pursue music and entertainment, I've really been doing it. And when I look at the amount of things that I've accomplished from then till now, I am so proud, and it's really put a battery in my back to not be scared about the fact that I'm in another season of change. I'm feeling very called to just like do more things that are created to entrepreneurship and like being my own boss for realsies, because I don't want to be confined by like a job that doesn't give me the freedom and the time to do the things I'm passionate about as much as possible. And so yeah, I'm just like right now, because obviously bills need to get paid. I'm also in the process of figuring out where I'm going to move to next, because I've been living somewhere for 3 years and it's now time for that season to end. And that's also terrifying as somebody that loves stability in home, in money, Taurus sun. And so yeah, I just think it's crazy that every time I just go with that conviction, go with that feeling in my belly that this thing is for me, every single time I get opportunities that are greater than I could even imagine. And that's what I'm going to be receiving soon as well. So basically, I went through my calendar and I looked at all of the things that I've accomplished from this time last year to now, because you know me already, I don't believe in this humble thing. And I also feel like it's so important to actually like give yourself the flowers that you need to, and like do an inventory of your accomplishments and look at what you want to do next. Like if you don't look at the things that you've accomplished and realize a lot of them are goals you may have had from childhood, how are you gonna dream even bigger, you know? I've got my little notebook here. So yeah, DJ'd with loads of amazing organizations, groups such as Bailey Funk Culture, Popola, Honeysuckle, Shabba Party, Afro Desi, Mellow Honey and Friends, Pioneer Europe, Box Park, Quench, Dalston Den. I've had my Deep Cuts show, my radio show on Music Box Radio for a year now. That's crazy. It's a show that I've also always dreamed of. Like, this is very much a show sharing my musical journey with you all, and the fact that the show has evolved and grown and it just sounds really good, and I've been able to like take people and bring them on that journey and introduce other people and listeners to artists that they may have never heard. That's really special to me. I've made loads of podcast appearances. So the most recent one is the Cultural Legacy podcast, talking my ish about Black love, queerness, identity, just like living your best, most authentic life. Skin Out podcast, another example of me talking my ish, especially about sex and relationships, removing that taboo. That's really important to me. Talk to Me Nice, on Voices Radio. What else have we got here? Launched my first party, and the fact that my first party that I've ever thrown was at Box Park Wembley. Iconic. Like, if you're gonna do it big, okay? Launched my Open Decks project with On The Rise, DJ Academy, West End DJ, and Box Park. That, honestly guys, since January to now, the growth, the community, the friends I've made, the people that I've met at my Open Decks and then seen flourishing, like literally just the other day, Muse and Verse had an amazing first launch party, and the fact that the majority of the lineup, I think everyone on the lineup, I met through Open Decks. Like, that's such a blessing. Like, I'm really proud of the community I'm creating and the community of people, music lovers, DJs, friends. What else? I've been in my spoken word bag. I've led a poetry workshop, 2 poetry workshops actually, poetry and creative writing workshop with Bold Melon Collective. In July 2023, I got a new job. Then I left that job in January 2024 because it was not serving me anymore, and they were trying to take me for a mug. And I was like, no. I was like, if I'm not settling, I'm not settling, you know? Got a new job in April after freelancing a little bit between January and April and traveling, going to Ghana, like iconic. Then that job, they fired me / I was gonna quit that day. So is it really fired? Who knows? But I've never actually been fired before in my life, so like pretty iconic for that to be the first time I've been fired. And yeah, another thing that wasn't serving me, was not fueling my passions, was actually creating a lot of stagnancy in my life. So yeah, hire me if you're looking. Planned and directed my own modeling shoot. That was amazing. That was also an example of my resourcefulness, which I'm really proud of, because I literally won the photo shoot in a raffle, and it was after saying to myself, like, you know, I'm kind of tired of waiting for people to scout me. I know I can model, and I've been freelance modeling since like 2013, but instead of waiting around, then why don't I just get as many opportunities as I can and just build my portfolio and do what it do. And that's what I did. And the Barbie photo shoot was iconic. Everyone loved it. Also, like, doing it off the back of the Barbie movie and the press, and just, yeah, everything was just super aligned with that. That was amazing. Also, I've won loads of free stuff, like tickets to things, sex toys. I won some free sex toys from Love Honey. What else? raffles. Like, I just be winning stuff. Partied like never before, for real. I feel like this is my party era. I've partied more now than when I was at uni, which makes sense because I was like doing my work and stuff, unlike some of y'all. And plus I'm grown, I'm living alone. Do you know what I mean? It's a different vibe. I can come home when I want. I can do my own thing. I can get home safely and do it again the next day. Plus that's how I get the most opportunities, because I just make loads of connections with people that are vibing. Radio appearances. Wow. Okay, so this one is super special to me because I absolutely loved the radio. Like, grew up on the radio. I can't even explain what radio means to me. Radio for me was like my first friend, because it's something that I was always glued to as a kid. And so it's very surreal to literally like have first been featured on BBC One Extra by getting the chance to select a song for BBC Introducing, then later on getting the chance to host the International Women's Day episode of the show. Like, thinking about it, honestly, my heart is bursting thinking about it, because I felt so at home. I felt so in my purpose. I didn't have this feeling of, imposter syndrome. I'm not meant to be here. I went into that building and I was like, let me give my all and let me use my skills and my talents accordingly. And let me just run things. Like, that's how you have to move when you're living in your purpose, honestly. Also, being on G-Shock Radio twice, very iconic. Being able to submit a Kiss Fresh mix for the Ellie Prohan show. Also, the thing about that, when I got the email, I actually laughed out loud. When I got the email that I should apply, hold on, my lips are dry. One sec. When I got the email to apply to make a guest mix to be considered to be played on the Ellie Prohan show, I laughed out loud. It was this laugh of, oh, this is for me. My gut was screaming. My gut was like, yeah. Me that grew up listening to Ricky, Melvin and Charlie. Me that grew up listening to DJ Swerve every evening for 2 hours. Me that grew up listening to Jess Wellham. Yeah. Kiss like that. When I saw it, I said, oh yeah, I'm gonna put my elbow into that mix. And you know what's so funny? When I sent it off and then I got the email later on that I was picked, I didn't send it off with this anxiety of like, oh, am I gonna get picked? I was like, if it's meant to be, it will be. If it doesn't happen now, it's gonna happen later. Because I know there are certain things that are unavoidable. You will not be able to avoid seeing me on your TV screens. You won't be able to avoid seeing me at festivals, seeing me at concerts, opening up for my favorite artists. You won't be able to avoid hearing me talk my ish and shake them tables. You won't be able to avoid seeing me inspire other people by being my full, whole, real self. They're just non-negotiables, because I know who I am and I know my purpose. And so when I actually followed my strategies of waiting to respond to opportunities and to signs that are pointing me in the direction that I need to go, mastering my crafts, working hard on creating space between myself and opportunities or people that don't resonate with me, being selective with the things I say yes to, listening to my body, to myself, to my intuition. The more I lean into that, the more things flow in an amazing way. Even thinking about the fact that I was one of the winners and recipients of the Mainstream Wants to Watch Best DJ Award. And it's like, bro, I do so many things. Maybe next year I'll apply as, TV or radio presenter. Being picked for The Journey Presents, a scheme that, like, honestly is a dream. And put me in spaces and in environments where if somebody told me 10 years ago I would get the chance to be at Represent Radio and I'll get the chance to be interviewing KTB and talking to iconic, educational, inspirational people from the music and broadcasting industry, I would have been scared. But I'm not, because I'm prepared for every and all the things, you know, mentally. And it's funny because my mantra in this era is like, feel the fear and do it anyway. Putting myself forward for things, not waiting to feel ready, but putting myself forward and seeing where it takes me. Being bold, being audacious. They're just all the things that are taking me on this beautiful journey, and lighting up my life and making things so fun, despite obviously the struggles, the instabilities, the hang-ups. Like, of course you're gonna have hang-ups. Life is a roller coaster. You have ups, you have downs, but to know that like everything I'm doing is creating amazing experiences for me is just super iconic. Also, I'm just gonna list some of the other things that I've done, not in a boasty way, but in a way that I just want you all to know it's very much attainable when you believe in yourself and you let go of like the outcome and just trust the process. Like, this is the tip of the iceberg. Like, I've really been on this journey for like 11 years, really on and off, of like modeling, acting, entertaining. Like, it's been something I've always enjoyed, and it's just, yeah, it's very iconic. What else? What do I have here? Oh yeah, being booked for like MC gigs, go-go dancing gigs, hosting gigs, improving my DJing, working with like really inspiring people, being friends with people that are just so skilled and so amazing and I can learn so much from. You know, sometimes cash flow doesn't really allow you to do the things you love, but when you're just open to like things making a way, when you're open to like something will happen, there will be a way that is made for you, then shit happens and you're like, yay. Studying myself, going to workshops, sex positivity workshops, kink workshops, spirituality workshops. Like, I just love to learn, and yeah, that's been great. Made loads of friends through there, loads of connections. Oh yeah, learned how to be a burlesque performer at the beginning of this year, which was another thing that was like stepping out my comfort zone, launching myself into the spotlight, ignoring the notion that I'm not allowed to shine, I'm not supposed to shine. I sang on stage at the beginning of the year, I think, or like February, for Bants. I just felt it, so I did it, and it was terrifying, but I just closed my eyes and I did it, and it sounded real cute. Been in commercials for stuff, but I don't know if I can announce it because I haven't seen them yet. But yeah, been in commercials for some really fun things, and also just like being in spaces and collectives and groups with so many fun, inspiring, intelligent, passionate people that share interest with me but have enough contrast to keep me on my toes, to keep me interested. That's really cute. And yeah, who knows where I will be a year from now, but the fact that I could feel that change and that shift, and the amount of things that I've done since then, like DJing at my first festival, I'm just here to say, like, nothing is too big of a dream. If I decided that I wanted to be able to fly, I'm telling you right now, neither hell nor high water would stop me, because that's how my brain works and that's how I work. And so yeah, man, I'm just proud of me for staying optimistic despite all of the things that are happening in the world and all of the things that will happen. Your mind is a container for like unlimited power, and just you can really create a reality that is so much better than you could ever have dreamed. And even though I've also been going through hardship, and I've also been going through financial struggles and juggling and absolute madness, emotional turmoil. Those aren't things that are going to break me, because optimism is not a mood for me, it's a lifestyle. So yeah, man, believe in yourself, pop your ish, and just don't ever let anybody tell you that you're dreaming too big. Don't ever let anybody tell you that you're foolish for dreaming, or for speaking things into existence, or for doing things in a way that doesn't make sense. A lot of what I do in life doesn't make sense because it's not their lives. So of course it doesn't make sense. If it's not your truth, why is it going to make sense to you? Yeah, I just wanted to check back in after that video, and yeah, I hope it's inspired you all to believe in yourselves and to document how you're feeling, and check in with yourself and give yourself the flowers that you deserve. And yeah, so that's me. It's like 3:35 in the morning, but these are the hours I love. But yeah, we'll check in again next year maybe. That was me, Live on the Dawn, and I am going to go to sleep. Okay, bye.